Hello everybody, this is going to be a guide talking about off-lane dragging of creeps.
Banana slam jam.
So this concept can be applied in all lanes, or both side lanes, but I want you to think about this. Like, every situation that you pull or do something that fucks with the lane in some way, meaning like you're not just letting the creeps meet each other at the tower, you want to think about what it accomplishes. And it's not about like, do I get more XP or do I get more gold off of it? It's about the lane dynamic that shifts. So this game, I have a 4-position Kunkka randomed against an Enchantress 5 Spectre. So you have to immediately ask yourself, what orientation of this lane feels good? You know, when do I feel strong in this lane? Do I like 2v2s? Do I want a 1v2? Like, am I happy if my support leaves? It's mainly about, do I want a 2v2? Do I want a 1v1? Do I want to be directly contesting them? When do I want to directly contest them? And so it's quite straightforward, actually. You say to yourself, okay, if me and Kunkka lane straight up, normally, against an Enchantress and a Spectre, do we feel favored? And these are types of things, if you're learning the game, if you're trying to get better at lane matchups, you need to think about. You need to ask yourself, hey, do I win this matchup? Do I want this lane to play normally? And I would argue almost every time you're against 5-position Enchantress, since she's a really strong laner, but also when you have like a melee 4 like Kunkka or Tiny or Clockwork, usually playing the lane normally is not good. It's not like because normal lane is a lot of like CSing and a lot of hitting each other. That's really all it is. A bunch of trades and a bunch of CSing. And 4-position heroes like Kunkka and Tiny and Clockwork, they don't really trade all that well. They want chaos. They want kills. They want all types of random things going on in the lane. While a hero like Enchantress, she loves trading. She's going to hit you a lot. You know, she has nice range. She buys a Blightstone. You know, impetus potentially, all that kind of stuff. So I told this is something for supports to think about, and it's something for cores to think about. I told immediately in this game, I said to my Kunkka, please drag the second wave, block the small camp along the way, such that the Enchantress won't have a creep there. Just do that, please. Because I don't want to lane 2v2 versus Enchantress. And watch what happens as a result. It's me in a 1v1 versus Spectre, because my Kunkka's dragging the creep wave. He's dragging it over here. So you do this little maneuver where you drag the creeps, and always make sure you block this right here with the creeps. So he blocks it. That can affect your itemization as a 4-position, by the way. If you think you're going to do this, much more inclined to buy Wind Lacer boots. Because you're running away from creeps, so all that matters is moving faster. And it creates this 1v1 between me and Spectre. I have pushed in the lane, so there's 6 of my creeps, 0 of hers, and look what I get to do in return here. Get a deny, I get to hit the Spectre a little bit, get to hit him some more, I get to hit him and then deny, get to fuck with him a bit, get another deny. Even if I wasn't getting all of these denies, I'm getting to fuck with him because he's busy CSing and I'm got nothing else to do. I got nothing better to do. So what this pull has done is created a 1v1 over here and a 1v1 over here. And notice how I went from not feeling so favorable against Enchantress Spectre with a Kunkka Mars. Even though Spectre's like out-leveling me or whatever, this exchange is inarguably like great for me. I love the difference between this and the other one. And it's like a lot of learning to lane and a lot of learning to handle specific situations is all about trial and error. Realizing what is created out of what you do. So in this case, a 1v1, 2 1v1s is created instead of 1 2v2. And if you were to try this lane 3 or 4 times, or a lane that's similar, and you were to test both methods, just say, I feel like I'd rather be in a 1v1 here, or I'd rather be in a 2v2. And this is a situation that you can learn from, but you have to realize, rather than thinking, do I do it in this lane, like, you know, like BSJ, if I were to ask about this specific lane, do I do it? You need to learn matchups and think about the way you think about them here. Would I prefer a 2v2 or would I prefer a 1v1? And all that ends up happening is I drag the next wave, I get it underneath my tower, I get to farm this wave freely, and we're good here. Get another wave, because he can block the next wave. Look at all this chaos. Enchantress wants this lane to be sitting in place, and she wants to be hitting me a bunch. Now we've got 5 creeps running into them. They've got a pull going. Notice how often we've been straight up laning against Enchantress and Spectre. In the first 3 minutes, we didn't lane at all. Right? We didn't lane normally at all for the first 3 minutes. And that's really important, actually, against heroes like Enchantress, because that's exactly what they want you to do, is lane normally. So, hope you guys learned something from this. Really important what you do in all lanes, especially in the first, minute or two. Set you up for success later. Make sure you don't fall too far behind. As an offlaner, you get those crucial levels up in your spells, etc., etc. So the question was posed to me, what if Kunkka does this drag and Enchantress just stays bottom? Like, what if it becomes a 2v1 in their favor, where Enchantress is here zoning me away from the creep wave and all that shit? What effectively happens is I get zoned away from this one creep wave, the one right here, and Kunkka free farms this creep wave by himself and is going to deny this entire creep wave. So instead of both teams farming both waves, both teams give up one wave, and it's me giving up a wave and Spectre giving up a wave. But my Kunkka is getting absolute solo farm, solo XP on this one wave, while the Spectre and the Enchantress are splitting this wave. So it just naturally leads to like a better level distribution. Your support gets insta level 2, and then the lane's going to push into you anyways, because he's denying an entire creep wave. So this forces, like, the Enchantress is doing the right play here. But this is a good point, because a lot of players in your lower MMR brackets will just have no fucking clue what's going on, the 5 position that is, and they won't do this. They won't contest. So it is to be known for 5 position players, you should contest this. You should be doing what this Enchantress is doing. And if it doesn't happen, as a 4, you just get to freely deny an entire creep wave. And as an offlaner, if the 5 position decides to stay there, you should just accept that and say, wow, my 4 position is getting an entire wave to themselves, and they're denying a full wave.